Jillian, and today's video is going to be something a little bit different. For one, I'm sitting in my living room and I have a very nice hot cup of tea here in my adorable llama mug. I've been on YouTube for a few years now and I've always kept my personal life quite private, and I feel like that needs to start to change. I really want you guys to know more about me, and I want us to be like a big happy family. So I feel like I need to let down a few of these walls and just tell you guys a bit about myself. I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I don't know what you guys are going to think about what you hear today. There's probably a few surprising things in here. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to post this actually. I've never filmed a personal video before. We should just start, shouldn't we? Let's jump into it. Okay. A major thing that happened in my life was quite early on. I was 6 months old, so I was just a baby, and my dad left. I have 2 older brothers, so there are 3 of us in total. My eldest brother is called Lachlan, and then it goes Duncan, and then me. So my mum had 3 children, and then when Lachlan was 5, Duncan was 2.5, and I was 6 months old, my dad left, and my parents got divorced. So he left, and so dad left. It's so weird, I've never felt sad. Hi, I just want to pop in here and say that I'm not at all sad that my parents split up. I'm totally fine with it. I had an amazing childhood. I think I just got a bit emotional here because I've never actually really told the story. Everyone in my life already knows what happened, so I've never had to explain it before. So I guess just explaining the whole story just made me feel a little bit emotional, but I'm totally fine. So we moved in with my grandma, so there was actually 6 of us living there because my great grandma was there as well. So me and my mum shared a bedroom, then my 2 brothers shared a bedroom, then my grandma had the other bedroom, and then my great grandma slept in the living room. And then my mum built a house, and yeah, she's just an incredible woman. She's literally superwoman. I don't know how she did it, looking back on it, to just pack up your life and had 3 super young children, and she just did it all on her own. Moving on to, I guess, another super important part of my life is that I was raised by my mum. She raised me and my brothers on our own. We did occasionally see our dad. He didn't raise us at all. It was all mum, and she did an incredible job at raising us. She always put us first. She would go without so we wouldn't have to, and even though we didn't have a lot of money growing up, we never went without. She would go without so we wouldn't have to, which was amazing. And thank you so much, Mom. I love you so much. Something interesting happened when I was 12 weeks old. I got quite sick. I don't know if I'd call it a near-death experience, but what happened was I was put down for my nap because I was a baby. My eldest brother was so excited that he had a baby sister, so he was watching me and he noticed that I wasn't breathing right, so he went and told my mum. My mum immediately called for an ambulance, and she also called grandma to come out so that she could look after my 2 brothers. And it's super funny because the ambulance and my grandma are around the same area, but my grandma got there before the ambulance, and then she locked the ambulance drivers out. Everyone was quite panicked. I'm not sure what it actually ended up being. I think it was still quite serious. I was in the hospital for a while. I honestly think the funniest part of that story is the fact that my grandma beat the ambulance. I just picture her like zooming past it and then locking them out. Something else about me that you don't know is that I have a huge fear of spiders. It's not a casual fear where I see a spider and I'm like, oh, that's a spider, get rid of it. It's the blood like leaves my face and I go pale and I feel sick and I want to cry, and I don't like spiders. So living in Australia where we have some of the scariest looking spiders in the world, and I've encountered a few, is not the best. Something else I've never talked about, but it was definitely one of the scariest experiences of my life, is someone tried to break into my home while I was there. It's a very interesting break-in story, and one day I will do a full video on it, but basically what happened was someone was coming in through the kitchen window, and he was not a good burglar, and he made a lot of noise when he was entering the house. My mom heard it and she got up, walked out to the kitchen and saw someone coming in through the kitchen window. And when my mom saw a man coming in through the kitchen window, I guess most people would be quite scared or run away, But my mum, being the badass that she is, she got really angry. She was, how dare you come into my house? She yelled at them, or actually she screamed at them, and they ran away. So the burglars fled, and my mum, still being the badass that she is, she chased after them. I could not do that. If I saw someone coming into my house, I'd be like terrified, but my mum was like, bring it. That night was quite scary for me because it ruined my safe place. You think of your house as being your safe place, you're safe there, it's yours, and to see that someone could just enter that, it really scared me, the fact that someone can just come into your home when you're asleep, and it made me feel very vulnerable, and yeah, so that sucked. Something really interesting that no one really knows, and I've never really told anyone, is that before this channel, I had another YouTube channel. It was a few years before I started this channel, and I didn't tell anyone that I was making videos or uploading them to YouTube, and I used to film them after I would come home from school, and they were very basic videos. I only had a very small memory card, so I could only film for like 5 minutes before I would run out of space. I think I've still got the videos, so if I do, I will pop them in right here.
Hello everyone, so this is my first ever YouTube video. Hi everyone, so I just went shopping and I thought I would film a haul for you guys. Rimmel Wake Me Up Foundation. It just looks like this.
I uploaded, I think, 3 or 4 videos to that channel, and I had a couple of subscribers. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know why I was doing it. I just felt like uploading videos. I felt like making some YouTube videos, and then I think I just felt a little bit embarrassed and I didn't want anyone to find it, so I deleted the channel. My first job was in a supermarket, and I would work on the checkouts, and I would face all the products on the store floor, and I would collect trolleys, and I really appreciated that job because it taught me a lot about money and handling money and like adding up and stuff. I also learnt like every fruit and vegetable, because when you work in a supermarket and you work on the checkouts, you need to know what all the different fruits and vegetables were, so that really opened my eyes. And there were also a lot of cute boys working in the supermarket, which just made working that much more fun. A major decision I made in my life was to quit high school, leave high school. I was a high school dropout, I guess you would call it. I made it to the end of year 11 and I left. It always surprises a lot of people when they find out that I didn't finish high school. It was a huge decision to make, to leave high school. I never planned on leaving high school. I always thought I was going to graduate, but just a lot of things happened in my life that I didn't want to be at high school anymore. So it was the best decision for me and my mental health to leave, and I do not regret it at all because it brought me to where I am right now, and I think that's amazing. I still remember walking out of the school gate for the last time, and it was a really weird feeling, but it was also just such a big sigh of relief. I will definitely do a whole video explaining why I quit high school, what led to it, how I told my parents, how everyone reacted to it, and everything like that, because it is quite a long story, as I'm sure you could imagine. It's not just something you wake up one day and it's like, I don't want to finish my education, I'm done with high school. So yeah, it's a long story, but I didn't finish high school. So moving on from leaving high school, I was out in the big wide world a lot earlier than I'd planned to be. So I went and studied at a TAFE, and I'm not sure if in the United States a TAFE is like a community college. I don't know if that's the equivalent, but I went and studied at TAFE, and I studied beauty services. So I learned to become a beautician. So we did makeup, we did nails, waxing, tinting, all of that, because I thought I wanted to be a makeup artist. Whilst I was studying that, I realized I didn't enjoy it. I did not want to be a makeup artist. It wasn't for me. And then I was just kind of stuck. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I hadn't graduated high school. I now didn't want to be a makeup artist. I was like, what am I going to do? I remember I felt so lost when I finished my first TAFE course, because I thought I wanted this as a career, and I left high school, so I didn't have my high school diploma, and I was at TAFE and I told everyone this is what I wanted to do, so they all were like, yep, you can go and do that. And then I was like, actually, I don't want this as a career. I don't want to do this. But I guess everything happens for a reason. I went on, studied business administration, and had some spare time. Then I started filming YouTube videos and uploading them, and I didn't tell anyone again. and I kept going with it, and I really loved it. I really enjoyed it and realized that that was what I wanted to do. So it's a really good example of how life works in such an interesting way. I was feeling so lost. I had no direction in my life, and everything kind of just fell into place. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was definitely a different video for me to film, but I just felt like it had to be done. It had to be said. I wanted you guys to know more about me. I felt like it was time. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!